Here we go. So this is the 4 parts. Pull out your hand. Tighten it up really tight. The only thing you have to do it. And I'll leave this here so you know what you got. I've got the 7 of clubs now. If you reach into our hands and swap out the 4 and the 7.
Would you mind if I told you something that's terrible to tell you? When you put this in my hand, it's a club.
Oh, you saw it.
Good evening, everyone. We want to thank you all for coming out today and supporting us on this big event. The weather went our way, and we're just so happy to have you all here, all the sponsors, all the exhibitors. We could not do this without you. We thank you all so very much. And I just want to remind you, we've got food up here for everyone. We've got drinks, and we've got some gourmet popcorn. So before you leave, please help yourself to that. And also, if you haven't registered for the giveaways, we have it at our booth up there at the Believe booth. Please do that. And I would like to introduce you to a very important person to us. We call her our stroke warrior firecracker, Becca Taylor. She actually found Believe. It's been a couple years ago now, I think. She's a stroke survivor, and on her 1-year anniversary, she wanted to do something to give back and to celebrate her stroke anniversary, as she called it. And she did a mile walk in Morehead City at the Sports Center, and she called us, and she's been an advocate for Believe, and she's been raising funds for Believe, and she was gracious enough, her and her family, to come out here today and speak to all you guys. And she's just amazing, and we love her, and I'd like to introduce Becca Taylor.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I didn't always walk with so much swagger, but back in 2020, March of 2020, we welcomed our 3rd son into this world, little Bobby, hanging out over there. During COVID, and 7 weeks later, not sorry, actually. Just give me a minute. And 7 weeks later, I had a massive stroke, which put me into a sweet helicopter ride that I do not remember, thank goodness. And some brain surgery, and was held at Vidant Healthcare, sorry. Medical Center. And woke up with a sweet helmet on. Wish we should have brought that helmet. So a helmet and half of my head shaved, and without the use of the left side of my body. Fortunately, that was not my dominant side. When I got home, I was in a wheelchair. That was for about, 4 or 5 months. No, not that long. Maybe 3 or 4 months. And as soon as I could start physical therapy, we started. And I'm still in physical therapy because the swagger is still a little too much for me. Has anyone ever said to someone or been told, stay positive? Raise your hand if someone has told you to stay positive. I'm going to ask you to stop doing that, because what it does is actually make you feel like totally invalidated for whatever you're feeling. I had a lovely, well-meaning friend say, stay positive. It could have been worse. Like, you know what? It could have been a whole lot better too, couldn't it have? Anyway. And so feeling invalidated made me feel like ungrateful and just bad. Like I know that I have so many blessings. I mean, look at these beautiful children. But at the time, coping with the fact that I could not hold or pick up my 7-week, 8-week-old baby or nurse him, and not even knowing if I could see him in the hospital because it was COVID, it was a hard thing to come to terms with. And as you can see, it still is. But that's the thing about grief. It never ends, but it changes. It's not a place to sit, it's a passage. It's not a sign of weakness or lack of faith, it is the price of love. And at a certain point, when I was finally able to walk and stand, was in the backyard, and I just was like, no one's coming to save me. And I knew at that point I had to get moving and get back to at least feeling more like myself. And there's nothing like being backed into a corner when the consequences of failure are so dire that you have no option but to succeed. So I had excellent motivation to work towards being able to have Nerf gun wars in the backyard with my boys and be able to pick up this little tiger right here. And now I can't do it with both arms, but that's okay. I'm strong enough on my right side and can lift him high enough for him to turn off his light in his bedroom. Hi, honey. What am I doing with this? I'm a rock star, baby. This is what I'm doing. It is a microphone. And this little guy right here, I mean, part of trying to figure out how can I get back to some sense of normal, I was like, how can I teach him how to walk? I couldn't stand. I was still in a wheelchair. I couldn't use my arms. And this little turkey taught himself how to walk without anybody. But that's what kids do. They're resilient and amazing. Thank you, guys, Sammy and Ashby and Bobby. These kids have had to deal with more than their share of growing up really quickly. I might lose it again. Thankfully, I was surrounded by people who would support me in getting me back on my feet, and even more. My personal trainer was willing to help me get back into the gym and the weight room, which is awesome. And eventually, it started to get a little mundane, just doing the same thing over and over, and I was ready for something else. And now I'm involved with CrossFit, which is awesome. They can adapt anything for you. No matter age, ability, or strength, they will do anything for you. Get it. So I'm still working towards getting stronger mentally and physically. I'll come back to the stay positive part. Instead of telling one to stay positive, ask how you can support them. Say, how can I support you? Because I'm no longer in the lemonade business or sugarcoating. Don't tell me something, but at least blah, blah, blah. Like, don't hand me dog turd and say, well, at least it's sugar-coated. I don't want it. so we're still at it. I don't really know what else to say. Thank you, friends and family, for giving me the support that I needed and still need. And thank you to Believe for providing the grants that have been able to keep me in physical therapy and with my personal trainer, who is a competitive power lifter, which is something I would never do, but she's amazing. Thank you to my best friend Erin, keeping me straight. And thank you most importantly to my husband Sam for changing all the diapers, keeping the kids in line. That's the thing about parenting, you know, it's so much fun. One of the kind of worst parts about this stroke is this current brace isn't that bad, but my first one creaked so much, and our oldest two share a room, and you know when it gets quiet in a boy's room, something's going on, you gotta check out. And so when I walked down the hallway, I could hear, shh, shh, she's coming. So now they can hear me, I'm squeaking down the hallway, so I can't surprise them. I'm like, what are you doing? They know I'm coming. So there's still a lot of room for improvement. I'm stronger than I was, but not nearly as strong as I'm going to be. Thank you for the opportunity for telling my story, which is not done. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you, boys. Again, thank you, everybody, and please help yourself up here, and don't forget to register. And like I said, we cannot do this without you. And Michael and I, he actually let me talk this time. He's usually the talker. You all know, if y'all know him, he's the talker. I'm not. So, anyways, thank you to him, because this is all his divine calling, and without Michael's calling, Believe wouldn't exist, and we wouldn't meet all you wonderful people. He's the networker. He's the dreamer behind all this. So again, thank you all for coming. And thank you to our Believe board. I forgot, these guys help us out too, and all the volunteers today. We can't do it without you guys. So thank you everybody that supported us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Swing low, and the trumpets they go. And the trumpets they go. Yeah. And the trumpets they go.
We've got Steve. I can't tell what it is. Steve Prince, maybe? Okay, next one is... that's the same guy. Can't have that. Lisa Gupton. She just left. Now we got the Homedic Spa. We got Teresa Robertson. Now we've got the Easy Off jar openers. We've got Bridget Collins. Is Bridget Collins here? Okay, next we've got Peter Andrews. Is Peter Andrews here? You got the Easy Off jar opener. Easy Off jar opener is this way. What's your name? Okay, here he comes. Okay. Next two is going to be the VertiGrip knife. We've got Marsha Atkinson. Is she still here? Marsha.
I can take it.
Marsha.
I'll see her tomorrow. I don't think she's here, but hi, Marsha.
Marsha got the VertiGrip knife.
Cool. This will go with the cutting board that we got from John Cheese.
Okay, one more. Bruce. All we have is Bruce. I bet that's Bruce Overpay. Bruce, okay. Bruce got one too. The knife. Okay, last gifts are the automatic letter openers. Kathy Angaroni, you got the letter opener. Okay, last one. Annette Mertz. Is Annette still here? No. Okay, that's it for the sweepstake prizes. Thank you.
Yeah.